YouTube, welcome back to the Dave and Boog Show. My God, we have a lot to dive into, a lot going on in the college football playoff. We're going to talk NFL and our favorite part of the week. We're dropping picks. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you guys had a good time,
Yes,
stayed
sir. Happy
safe.
New Year.
2026, the year of the Dave and Boog Show. We're gonna get that FanDuel deal. Don't you worry. DraftKings, Hard Rock. I know y'all out there watching. We're gonna lock some shit in soon. Don't worry. But gotta start with the big one here. Miami takes down Ohio State, the supposed best team in college football. Now, I want to ask you this. We'll talk a little bit about the game. Um, Fletcher, great game on the ground. Miami came into this thing with a game plan, and I fully believe that they executed it to like 100%. What they envisioned, I feel like they did everything that they wanted to. And this is a game that shows you Carson Beck, 19 for 26, 130 yards and a touchdown. You didn't need him to go out there and win that ball game for you. You needed Carson Beck to not lose the ball game for you. Because what have we seen Carson Beck do time and time again at Georgia is absolutely everybody around you's clicking, the defense is working, and you just turn the ball over in crucial spots. Um, Ohio State, obviously, Julian Sand didn't play a good game. I really didn't like the play calling from Ohio State on offense, which brings me to my next point. I'm going to ask you, Ryan Day. Is Ryan Day overrated as a head coach? In my opinion, he is the most overrated head coach in college football. I'll tell my why, but I want to hear your take on it first.
Man, I definitely think he's overrated. I don't know if he's the most overrated. That might go to somebody. I guess James Franklin's not really overrated now. Everybody doesn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
believe in him. But yeah, this they Ohio State, they came into this game unprepared.
yeah.
The Miami's ability to
They
just
got
get
punched
pressure
in the
with that front
mouth.
four. Yeah, I mean, and they weren't even blitzing a lot of times.
Hmm.
Just the ability to get pressure with that front four with Bain. I mean, he's going to be a top 5 pick in the draft. I mean, that dude is unreal.
Yup.
So, but as far Ryan Day, they're not prepared. Julian Sand did not look comfortable at all.
Not at all.
Um, didn't see much in the run game at all. And then you look at Mario Cristobal and how he had his team prepared. The way they've run the ball the last 2 weeks coming into this game. Fletcher, as you mentioned, he's looked tremendous. Tony, he's a playmaker that you just have to watch out for. And what I like to see from this
He's a
game is
Sunday
Carson
guy.
Beck. He used his legs a lot. Carson
Mhm.
Beck, that's something he was not doing at Georgia or even at Miami up
Yup.
until this game. If he
Yup.
can use his legs like that, that's going to be a good key indicator for Miami to advance in this playoff. But getting back to Ryan Day, he's 100% lucked into obviously he's lucked into this great team.
Yup.
Last year you lose to Michigan and you win the Natty. Now this year you beat them and you go out first round. So it's just like the inconsistency year in year out in big spots. Like we've seen him underperform. So this is definitely something Ohio State's going to have to look forward to next season to see where they're going to want to go in this next direction for the next, let's say, 5 years. Is there
Yup.
somebody they want to move forward with?
Yeah. I my biggest thing on Ryan Day is he doesn't elevate the program. He doesn't elevate Ohio State. You look around, think about Dan Lanning, you think about Kirby Smart, Kurt Signetti, even Sark. These are guys who elevate their program. Ryan Day has not elevated Ohio State. If anything, they've gone and yeah, he won a natty. Cool. I'm not going to get into that whole debate. A natty's a natty. You beat Notre Dame, cool. But you before you joined the Ohio State Buckeyes and became head coach. They were on a 7-0 win streak against Michigan. Since he has became head coach, they are 2-4. And we both know that Michigan is not the same program that they were. And yet this guy seems to melt in a lot of big spots that really shouldn't feel that big if you are in his position with the players that you have on the field. I mean, I'm going to say this, and I really do believe this. I think that Ohio State this year would be this year or the next, they would be and will be in the same exact spot if their kicking coach was the head coach of the team. Like that is how overrated I think Ryan Day is. And there's a lot of other Michigan. Speaking of Michigan, they go out and get Whittingham. That's a better hire than you could have.
Great hire.
That's a Ohio State, and Ohio State fans are sitting in here in the comments saying, "Well, who are we going to hire?" Well, who was Michigan going to hire? They made phone calls to people who are on the couch, retired. They made calls to everyone, and Ohio State. I think obviously you can't move off of Ryan Day right now. You know what I mean? But with this
Yeah, no.
historically good defense, you know what I mean? What excuse do you have to not win this ball game? Like what? I
Yeah,
don't.
it begs the question: is one national championship enough for his tenure? Like, is that going to cut it? Like, he gets a pass for the next couple years because hey, I
Absolutely
won a
not.
natty. I don't
Absolutely
think so.
not.
That's not how Ohio State's ran. That's maybe if you're Indiana,
Right.
we win the national championship this year. I don't think they're just expected to go on this dynastic run that we've seen teams like Alabama or Florida or
Yep.
those SEC teams or even the Big Ten teams now. Like, that's just not something we're going to see. So. It's an interesting question for sure. I
Yeah.
do think he's overrated.
Yeah. I definitely do think he's overrated. Moving on to this Georgia game. Oh man, this one actually
Wow.
stung really bad. Go up 9,
Yeah.
absolutely blow it. And what hurt the most for me is watching Georgia. I've watched every single Georgia game for the last couple years, whatever it's been. And I have not really been accustomed to seeing the Bulldogs get their back broken on third downs like they did versus Ole Miss and Trinidad Chambliss's legs. Every single time you felt like you had him wrapped up in the backfield, he gets loose and made a play that just makes you go, "This is not our year, is it? This is not our year." And yeah, I'm gonna be the first to tell you, Georgia has not been the same since the NIL
Yeah.
became a major factor and a
Yeah.
major player. Georgia's not fallen behind, but they've been a little bit behind the 8 ball. And if there's
And look, that's
anybody,
not just the Georgia, not to cut you off, but that's not just Georgia. That's a lot of those
yeah,
SEC schools.
Bama,
They're
you
getting,
saw, which we'll
they're
get
getting,
into.
yeah, Bama,
I
yeah.
mean,
They can't compete. They don't have enough funding.
no, and it's you're gonna see like obviously I know we just kind of shit on Michigan a little bit, but Michigan, I'm gonna say this right now, Bryce Underwood is not the guy. So whenever they get a real quarterback over there, they're gonna be a problem because they do have the money to compete with all these big schools. Obviously, Ohio State, Texas, all these guys are funded. Georgia and Bama aren't getting the same amount of love, although they hold the prestige. They hold the prestige of the most prestigious college programs you can think of. They are in that convo, but kids nowadays don't really give a shit about that. They want a bag. So they're going to
Yeah.
go to Texas. They're going to go to Ohio State. They're going to go to Michigan. They're going to go to all these schools that are getting a lot of funding from their board. And it sucks to see because you got like the blue. You don't. The last thing I want to see is the blue blood programs become less relevant because of because it becomes a money thing because that's where we're headed right now with the landscape and how things are playing out. Um, it sucks to see, but yeah, Ole Miss, Ole Miss is going to play Miami, and I think that I feel like Miami's not overrated coming into this game, but obviously people are going to be a lot higher since they just beat Ohio State. But I wouldn't sleep on Ole Miss. I would not sleep on Ole Miss.
Oh, and this Georgia game. And I've been watching Georgia closely for about, I'd say, the last 6 years probably, and I've never seen a game like this. I've
Nope,
never seen Georgia be up double digits and
nope.
crumble. When Georgia goes up 10, I was like, oh yeah, it's
It's
over.
over.
This is
They're
what
gonna
Georgia
pour it
does,
on.
Yeah, it's too late. And Trinidad Chambliss, and I'm watching this guy. I've been watching him all season, and he's not. I'm not saying he's as good as this dude, but he reminds me so much of Kyler Murray at Oklahoma, man.
Mm,
I'm telling you, the way
yeah,
this dude
yeah,
just his way to escape, and he just has the way his deep ball just effortless. I mean,
yeah.
that late ball down in the fourth quarter to get them in field goal range. I
That
mean, that was
throw on the
just a
run.
beauty. Yeah, the throw on the run, like he's made plays like that time and time again this season. I mean, he's an exciting player to watch. He's a gamer. This is a dude that's he might be going up some draft stocks to potentially, like going on this playoff. Like you might have to take a shot on a guy like this. I mean, he's a playmaker. You look what he's done for this Ole Miss
Yep.
team all season long. The production goes without saying. I mean, over 3,000 yards, and this is a dude that came into the year not starting. He
Yep.
didn't come in until week 3.
Played
So
D2
who?
at one
Yeah,
point.
he played D2. He was playing against my boy.
Yeah.
He was playing against him.
That's
Like they
crazy.
played. They literally played Shepard. But
That's
it's
crazy.
just crazy that he's doing that. And to speak to Georgia, I don't know because next season Gunner, I think he's done
Yeah,
after this season,
yeah,
right?
Gunner's done. Gunner's done. They're
Yeah,
already
he's not getting drafted or nothing like that.
nah, they
So I
got
don't
some
know what.
names in the hat. Nowadays, I mean, I don't expect them to bring out a freshman. You know, what I mean, they're going to turn to somebody who's got a little bit more under his belt. To touch on the Trinidad convo, I tweeted this out after the game, and a lot of people were agreeing with me. I said, if you are an NFL GM, you can go and draft Ty Simpson in the first round if you want to. If you want to risk
Yeah, I'm
being
not.
fired, you can do that. Or you can go and draft Trinidad Chambliss in the third or fourth round, and there will be zero expectations and zero pressure on that to work out. And if
Yeah,
we're being honest, in my opinion, they're the same exact player, except Trinidad has more wheels. So
yeah,
it's something to think about. He definitely improved his draft stock, and if he goes out and beats Miami and or even looks good against that defense, there's going to be some tough combos to be had, and you might be looking at a potential QB 3 or 4 in this draft because it's a weak draft. So it wouldn't
yeah,
surprise me. I mean, you remember we saw. I mean, obviously he looks great now, but at the time nobody thought Malik Willis was going to be, you know what I mean, one of these
yeah,
guys. So it could be a situation like that. But yeah, Alabama, absolutely. We're not gonna spend too much time on it. Pummeled by Indiana. Indiana's defense, their offense, they're ran like an NFL team, and I really,
yeah,
really, really think that they are probably going to be the favorites to win it all, especially after beating Ohio State. I mean, you beat the brakes off Bama, and that brings me to my question. Kalen DeBoer. You know, people talk about Kalen DeBoer as this head coach that's just he's a winner. You know, he wins and he does a great job at being a head coach. But I'm going to ask you, do you think that the Bama job, considering what we are just talking about, where the NIL is not flooding in as it used to, you know, it's all cool when you're over at Washington. You know what I mean? The spotlight's not on you every single Saturday. But do you think that he bit off a little more than he could chew being at Alabama? And do you think that they're happy with the hire? I don't think after last night, I don't think that that's something that they could say that, yeah, we're happy that we hired Kalen DeBoer. I think they could do better. Where? I can't think off top, but give me your take on it.
yeah. I mean, as much as they might want to get off Kalen DeBoer, unfortunately they can't. The
Nope.
way that contract is structured, it's going to cost them probably close to 80 million just to get rid of him. On top of
Nope.
having to sign a whole new head coach, and they don't have the money for that, so
Nope.
they're going to be stuck with him. Did he bite off more than he could chew?
It's a big jump from
Probably,
Washington to
but like
Alabama.
who would it? What coach could
Yeah.
come in here besides anyone of like a prestigious like Kirby Smart? Who could come in here and replace Nick Saban?
Yeah.
So anybody coming in here is
Big
biting
shoe.
off more than they could
Fuck
chew.
big shoes, the
Like
biggest shoes to
it,
fill.
yeah, the greatest coach of maybe football history, let
Yeah.
alone college
It's not
history.
ridiculous
So
to say
this
that.
is yeah, it's not Nick Saban. Yeah, he's definitely that could be a topic someday, but yeah, Alabama, they've completely lost their mystique, man. Like they just
Hmm.
got trampled. They can't even run the ball. Like
That is not
Alabama,
them.
if you know Alabama from the last 15 years,
Running down your
it's
throat.
they produce running backs and they run the ball and they have linemen that just are hogs.
Mhm.
None of that. They've maybe had less than they've probably had 100 yards in 3 games, probably less than that. It's sad. Indiana is looking like the favorite. I can't wait to see the game versus them in Oregon. I think that might be the national championship there. I think the winner of that game could potentially win it all.
Mhm.
So Kurt Signetti and what he's doing with that program. I mean, this dude, he calls his shots, and I love the confidence he's got that team playing for each other. His quarterback is as poised as can be. The offensive line, they all are playing for each other right now, and this is
Yeah.
this is a team that's red hot, and this playoff is shaping up nicely.
Yeah, it is. And just seeing the bracket, I mean, like I said, we got Miami playing Ole Miss. You got Indiana
Yeah,
playing Oregon. that is the
Yeah,
result of the landscape change that we've seen. The money, everything matters now. Like the I don't want to say you're taking the tusks off of these big blue blood programs, but you kind of in a way are like declawing them. Like
yeah,
they can't just say, "Oh, well, we're going to get this kid over you because we're a prestigious program." Well, not that's not the case anymore because they can just offer more money. And it's there's both sides of it. You can argue on both sides. It's good or bad, but I definitely think it's more bad than it is good. All right, give me your biggest disappointment in this college football. Mine's obviously Ohio State. I think that they just flat out. That I mean, we talk about a historic defense, NFL players everywhere you look. I got them as my biggest bust of the CFP.
yeah. I mean, I definitely do Ohio State as well. They coming in $35 million payroll. I mean, you got arguably the best player on both sides of the football, Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith.
Yep.
You got first round talent all across the D line in the secondary, and to go out and perform like that, it's embarrassing. This was a team that was had a historical defense all season long. We were
Yeah.
talking about this team, their defense as being one of the best in college football history,
Yep.
and they got ran on all
They
night.
did.
And for the last two games, to lose your last two games and to play like that it's embarrassing. And 'cause they were the front runners all season running up until that Indiana game. So
Yep.
that's definitely the biggest disappointment. Number two probably would have to be Georgia for me so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. I
That
would
was
agree.
just not a game because coming into the playoff, nobody gave Ole Miss a chance. Coming, obviously losing Lane Kiffin. I mean, if other than Ole Miss fans, they probably thought they had a chance. But
Hmm.
this was supposed to be Georgia's. We were supposed to see Georgia here, so those are
Yeah.
definitely the two biggest disappointments.
Yeah. And if Georgia had won, I think that they would have probably been the favorite, in my opinion. I mean, you could definitely argue Indiana, but I mean, ah, man, it's just that defense did not hold up. And they did whatever they wanted to them. So yeah, I agree that that would probably be the second biggest disappointment. Yeah, and
Yeah.
whoever wins this natty, it's gonna be a first time winner. Head coach is gonna be it's gonna be a first time. You got
Yeah,
Mario
first time winner. No,
Cristobal.
well, Miami. Well, oh yeah, the coaches.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, the
coaches
coach,
had
the
first. I
coaches.
thought you meant the
No, no, no.
programs. It was the programs. Three of the four programs though
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Indiana, yep. There I mean that talk about
Yeah,
like a big time whatever you want to call it for bragging rights, for legacy. I
yeah,
mean, if Dan Lanning ends up winning this thing or whoever wins it, I mean, this is a legacy booster, especially because
yeah,
this is like the first year of, you know what I mean, the change and
yeah.
everything going on. So, yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see. All right, let's move on to the NFL, the big boys. Let's talk about the pros. Loser of Ravens Steelers. We're gonna talk who we think's gonna win and lose, but let's be real. Whoever loses this game, head coach, Harbaugh, Tomlin, you're probably packing the same night if you lose this ball game. So give me your take on that. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that was the question. Loser of this game is the coach gone.
yep.
I think this is maybe for the Ravens. I don't think Tomlin's going anywhere. They lose this
Really,
game. Hey, yeah, I feel like they've said it time and time again.
I
It's
got my
just
winning season.
they're a family run organization. They run it tight knit. It's not a bunch of whole elevation from within.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin. They're going to be stubborn with it, even if they lose. Yeah, like you
stubborn,
said, I got my 9-8. So this is what season 17, 18 of
man.
no losses. So I'm telling you, he's not going nowhere. But for the Ravens, if they lose, John Harbaugh, it is time to go.
Yeah,
I've said this for about 3 years now. I thought he should have been fired or at least been on the hot seat to be considered to be let go. I
yeah,
thought Mike McDonald, he should have been elevated. We've discussed that before. You see how the Seahawks are doing back to back seasons, 10 wins,
killing
now
it.
potentially going to have 14 wins, and they're looking like a team that's going to be a problem in the NFC for a long time. So you lose that, you let that walk out of your building. I think it begs the question. We've seen our top quarterbacks in this league, if they don't win a Super Bowl within the first few years with that
Yeah,
coach, the chances are it's not going to happen.
yeah.
So you're not going to get rid of Lamar. So
Nope.
like,
That's a ticket to
is Lamar
Fire Town
gone
for
or is
everybody.
Harbaugh gone? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. If you got rid of Lamar, everyone would have to go.
That would
Yeah,
be
everyone would have to
Luca
go.
level bad.
Yeah, It would be yeah. Yeah, especially because you can't even get no haul that's even worth even talking about. So
Oh,
Harbaugh has to go if they lose this game. I think it's obviously a must win for both teams, but
hmm
I'll be pulling for the Ravens because I would much rather see Lamar and Derrick Henry and
yeah,
this mystique of this defense, how they've been playing the last few weeks. I'd much rather see them in the playoffs than to see this incompetent Steelers offense and
yeah,
this overrated, expensive defense. Just like
yeah.
we'll talk about the game here in a little though.
Yeah, the for me, obviously, the Ravens more dangerous team. Obviously, have more higher ceiling than the Steelers do. So obviously, you would want to see them get in. I
Yeah,
think both these teams still fall under the category of. I mean, even if you get in, I don't think you can win much. So, I mean, whatever
one
that's
win
worth.
ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about that max. I would say that's about as good as you're going to get on both sides. Um, yeah, and I think it would be insane to me. It would be insane if Mike Tomlin still has a job if he loses on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. I definitely think it's time to go,
Yeah.
but I just know the Steelers are not they're not gonna do it. But yeah, keep going. I know they're not going
It
to.
it would be insane to me if he didn't get fired, and I feel the same about Harbaugh. And when I think of Harbaugh, I don't want to jump the gun. And don't get me wrong, I am not calling Harbaugh overrated by any
I
stretch.
am.
Whoa,
I am.
whoa, I'll let you go after this then, because I was going to say I'm not going to call him overrated, but we have to look back in time and address what's factual and what's not. What's factual is that, let's be honest, he lucked up running into Ray Lewis, running into Joe Flacco, running into Lamar Jackson. And he's coached some legendary football players. Like, he has had dudes the entire time that he has been with the Ravens. And I feel like that has inflated just a little bit the thought and how we hold in what regard we hold him. I think that
Yeah.
he shouldn't be considered. I definitely don't think anybody has him in the conversation of one of the greatest coaches of all time. They have him in the combo of
No.
a great coach who everybody knows, and a lot of that has to do with he has a twin
Yeah,
brother and all.
I think he's a great leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely a
for
great
sure.
leader. He's a player coaches love.
He's
Yeah.
not a he's not a X's and O's guy, and I think that that's where the league's heading. I think that you look around, it's going to be the young guy, the young offensive-minded head coach that's going to produce the most for your team because this is an offensive league, and
Yeah.
you're they're stuck in time. Both of these teams are stuck in time. They are stuck in the
Yeah.
past. The Ravens and the Steelers, they both need to move on, and I don't think it would be crazy to say even if, let's say, on both sides, either of these teams that win on Sunday, whether it's the Ravens or the Steelers, if they go out, I'm telling you right now, they can win a game or even two playoff games. I still think that you have to move off of them because what did what do great organizations like the Eagles do? Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl with these fools and they moved off of him. So why aren't other
They got rid of
teams?
Andy Reid.
Yeah, exactly. So why settle if something's not working or the fire is the flame's gone, the flame's gone. I don't think that there's a lot of people that could convince me in that locker room on both sides, Ravens and Steelers. They're feeling
Yeah.
it, they're talking about it. You know what I mean? That this has to be a distraction for both of them. So there's a lot on the line. We're gonna dive into that game later on in our picks. Let's talk a little bit about the 49ers Seahawks. This is going to be for the first seed. This is on Saturday. Going to be a big, big game. I mean, t- you're better off flipping a coin, in my opinion. Like, this is how tight I think this game's going to be. And for me, even though the 49ers defense hasn't been, you know what I mean, cream of the crop, definitely been struggling. They have a lot of injuries. I think this is still a big test. And I hate that we give him this much leeway. Why do, I just caught myself. Why is it every time that we get to a big spot for Sam, we still have the same question when he was in a big spot last week or the week before, and he's consistently showed us that he's not fully capable of putting
Yeah.
together a great performance in a big spot.
Yeah.
It's either he's an absolute seeing ghost, or he is just you stunk it up, but not bad enough to throw the game for us. The defense will carry you. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I think this is more important. We're gonna talk who needs the first seed more between these two teams.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be well, actually, I think it's split because on one hand, yes, the
Yeah.
Seahawks play good on the road. You know what I mean? So they can go on the road, win football games. Their defense is built for tough weather. They like to run the ball a lot, even though they don't run it efficiently. They still like to run the ball a lot. And the 49ers offense is it's fireworks. It's been
Yeah.
fireworks. I think that they probably need I think the 49ers need the first seed more solely off the fact that you don't want to
Interesting.
put Brock Purdy in a spot where he has to go and play a tough team on the road in the conditions with an arm. Let's be honest, is not that strong. So I would say 49ers. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely on the opposite side. I think the Seahawks definitely need this one
Is it
seed.
Sam?
Exactly how you were all the reasons you were just mentioning, Brock on the road, Sam on
That's
the
how you feel?
road.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's not a knock to Sam in his game. It's just what's a better outcome for the Seahawks to advance to the NFC Championship and potentially win a Super Bowl? That's playing at home, playing behind that 12th man, playing in those
That
Northwest
home
conditions
crowd is
in
an
December and
advantage.
January. It gets cold. They get those West Coast teams, they get a 49ers or a Rams team playing out there when it's or maybe a Buccaneers if they were to sneak in. Like these are
To
teams
rough them
that do
up, get
not want to
nasty.
travel.
That's what they want.
Yeah,
They want to
exactly.
get
Yeah,
nasty. Okay. Okay.
it'll get nasty down out there in January. So I definitely think the Seahawks would be way more beneficial than this one seed. I feel like we've seen Brock Purdy and this 49ers team led by Shanahan go on the road and win playoff games.
Mhm.
It's been dating back for years. They've won, gone to the Super Bowl doing this many
Mhm.
times. So I definitely think give me the Seahawks as needing the number one seed
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and that's a good point because let's be real, nobody really had the Niners in the spot. I mean, with all the
Oh
injuries and everything
no,
they went through,
no,
yeah,
yeah, no.
they're surprising people for sure. Let's
And I
talk the
think a lot of
other.
that was
Go ahead.
scarcity on. Yeah, we can move on, but I think a lot of that had to do with the health of McCaffrey, and it turned
Yeah,
out he was healthy, and we lost everyone else on defense. So
yeah.
that was kind of wild. But yeah,
CMC
we're going to
is
Bucks Panthers.
yeah. We're going Bucks Panthers Saturday.
Okay,
Give me your
yeah,
initial thoughts on this game, and then I'll go because I got a lot to say, and
yeah.
I'm honestly at a point of no return with what I'm about to say. So I'll let you go first.
Okay, yeah. I'll get mine out the way because yeah, I see you got a lot of. I know you're Panthers, so this
Yeah,
big week for you guys.
this is a playoff
But
game.
yeah, this is yeah, it is a playoff game. Bucks, you guys have lost 4 straight games, man. You've looked horrible
Terrible.
last 2.5 months. A complete shell of yourself. Everyone on the team just looks like they almost quit. So I'm looking for a lot of fight out of the Bucks this week. You look at this Carolina Panthers team and the inconsistencies from not only just the team but the quarterback, whether
Yeah.
he wants to dice it up for 300 or put up less than 100 yards for a majority of a game. Like it's just these are two inconsistent teams. So it's honestly who's going to show up. That's going to be the key for this game. I don't know which team's going to show up. You're looking at Carolina's defense. They've given up 122 yards on the ground, pretty much about middle of the pack. So I think this is a game the Bucks are going to have to lean on the run. You've got to get it out of Baker Mayfield's hands. He's thrown what, probably 7 interceptions in his last 5 or 6 games. Like I don't know what he's not seeing the field well at all. So he'll probably have a gunslinger mentality at this point. You've already thrown like you're throwing a pick every game, so he's going to go out on his shield probably. So leaning towards my winner, I'll probably maybe save that for my picks because I do have one of my picks is this game, so I'll save
Dirty
that.
dog.
But go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts on what you're thinking for this game, or if you're
Ah.
just giving a little pep talk speech motivation for your
It's a
Carolina
little bit of
Panthers here.
both. It's a little bit of both. All right. So I'm gonna start off with the good. Listen, the good is nobody expected us to be in this spot. Yet here we are in this spot with the chance to go to the playoffs in a year where people had us winning 5 games. Let's call it what it is. Um, Bryce Young, B9. I know we haven't seen eye to eye, and I mean that literally because if we did see eye to eye, your eyes would be down here and mine would be up here. I'll save that. It's all right.
Right.
And look, this is it. If you want if you want that fifth year option, this is it. And if you're the Carolina Panthers, you are literally in purgatory, and you are literally a prisoner to Bryce Young, because if he doesn't win this game and he looks decent or looks mid or whatever the case may be, you've seen reasonable evidence this season that would make you lean on picking up the option. And on the other hand, you've seen enough reasonable evidence to stay as far away from it as you can and just move on. So I I hate to say this, but I feel like regardless of what Bryce does, I think they're going to pick up his option, because where do you turn? As far as this game goes, we should not lose to this Bucks team. That defense is a joke. We have a legit defense, a nasty defense that'll punch you in the mouth. So all we have to do is lock the fucking
Relax.
door behind them, beat them the
Ah,
hell down. I don't care if Bryce throws for 100 yards. Just
I would.
don't throw a pick. All right, that's all I'm asking. Don't throw a
Oh
pick,
man.
and let the big boys on defense handle the job. All right, because that's all it's going to take. Baker is going to feel like he needs to put on the cape, and he's going to try to make a play, and bam, Mike Jackson or JC Horn's going to be there to scoop that up and take it the other way. So this is not a game where I'm gonna say, oh, we're gonna need to draw up plays and put up points, because that's not what it's going to be for us. The defense can put up. I firmly believe if we score 20 points, we win this game. I don't think that this is going to be a high scoring game. I can see like a 20-17 type deal. But we're not losing to the Bucks. There's no way. We're a better football team than them. And I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you if we win and we get in that we're going to make a run. I'm going to be real. Whoever wins this game, it doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, I honestly don't think it matters, because they're going to lose. You probably get a free
Yeah.
space on the bingo card if you're the Seahawks or the Rams or however the seating ends up. So, yeah, that should just alleviate the pressure. Don't think playoffs, just think beating the Bucks. And somehow, some way, we can still lose this game and make the playoff
Yeah.
if who was it? I forgot who. I forgot.
Falcons versus Saints. You need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
if the Falcons win,
yeah.
then you're
Okay.
in regardless. If
Yeah,
the Saints
yep.
win, then you have to win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so wow, okay. Well, that's gonna
Yeah.
going into our picks, that's gonna make me
Falcons are at
feel
home. Yeah.
that's gonna make me
Yeah.
feel a little shitty.
You
Okay,
need the
wow.
Saints, so
Yeah.
you need the Falcons to win. But
Well,
if you win, you're in. So you control
yeah,
your own destiny. If you win,
exactly.
you're in.
And it's been that. We've controlled our own destiny, and we've been
Yeah.
at the cusp. We've been so close. We haven't been able to finish the job. Bryce Young, I'm with you, gang. Just don't throw a pick. All right, that's all I'm asking. I'm asking you to go out here and do what you did against the Packers, or you know what I mean. Just don't throw a pick, and I think the Panthers will be fine. All right, let's get into the picks. It's pick time. I'm gonna go first, and I'll let you
Yes.
go. We'll go one off, trading back and
All
forth.
right.
First one,
Yeah.
I got Cowboys Giants under 50 and a half. I think that
Okay.
this is going to be a sneaky dirty game. I feel like the Giants,
Think defenses are showing up?
I think the defenses are showing up, and it's more it's honestly, I'm banking on the fact that the Giants won't score too many points. I can see the Cowboys scoring 30. I just can't really see the Giants putting up 20. So I feel good at that number. I believe it has
Mm,
moved to 49 and a half. I still even like it then. So that's gonna be my pick. I think you're probably gonna get a Jackson Dart stinker, but the Giants are gonna play hard on defense, because they don't give a shit about the first round pick or the first overall pick. They don't have it anymore. And even if they
yeah.
did, that has nothing to do with them, the players on the field. So yeah, give me the under in that game.
Right, yeah, for my first pick, I'm going to go with the Bucks
Ooh, you
-3.
dirty
I'm
dog.
gonna take the yeah. I gotta root against the Panthers this week, and it's just I think there's no way
You're
that the
drinking the
Bucks are going
Kool-Aid.
to lose 5 straight games at home, division online, Super Bowl winning head coach, playoff winning quarterback. And I think this is a game that Bucky Irving, I think we're going to get a Bucky Irving masterclass. I really do. Whether that's through the air or through the ground, I'm liking this Bucks. I think they're going to be playing harder than we've seen them play, obviously, in the last 2 months. Their season's on the line. So whether they whether they cover or not, I do think they're going to win this game. However, I do hope that I get the 3. That's pretty much a pick 'em spot at this
Yeah.
point when you're at home. So it's basically give me the Bucks -3 versus the Panthers, man.
All right. All
I
right.
know that one hurts,
Yeah,
man.
that one hurts. You went against the grain, but it's all right. It's all right. You gotta do what you gotta do. All
That's
right.
why Nathan was giving his explanations. I was like, yeah, that's good.
You gotta do what you gotta do. All right. Next one here. I'm doing this. I'm gonna put this out here now. I'm only taking this pick because this is literally gambling handbook 101. Steelers plus 3.5.
Oh my god.
It's a divisional
I couldn't.
game.
I know.
It's
I
a
know all the
divisional
reasons. I know
game
all
with the
the
season on the line. I'm getting 3 and a hook
I know.
with Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin as an underdog at home. Everything to play for.
Yeah.
Don't love it, but it's an auto
Yeah.
blind. You don't
Yeah.
think you hit place bet. This is how you gamble. So that's my second pick.
Yeah, and that literally stared me right in my face, and I was just like, "I'm just gonna watch this game. I'm not, I'm not gonna be
Everybody
rooting for the Steelers." Yeah,
everybody and their mom is betting on the Ravens. So I,
yep.
I, I like
So
everything
yeah,
checks out.
I could definitely see them that covering for sure. As
Yeah.
far as them winning the game, I don't know. I definitely like that for a cover spot. My second pick, I'm going with the red hot 49ers plus
Ooh.
1.5
Okay.
versus the Seahawks.
They're at home too, right?
You Yep,
Yeah,
at
they're home.
home, yeah.
Nice.
So
Wow.
that's 2 teams. I've taken 2 teams at home. This is the time you wanna take teams at home, I think. Obviously, you just took the Steelers. So
Mm-hmm.
this is we're seeing a theme here. This 49ers offense, number 1 in red zone efficiency. I think maybe top 3 or 4 on third down percentage. Like, this is a team this offense is clicking right now. Christian McCaffrey on pace. I don't know if he's going to get it, but he has a chance to get 100. I mean, not
Yeah.
100, 1,000 receiving, 1,000 on the
Would
ground.
be insane.
So yeah, this is going to be a game. I think that they're going to obviously go through him. Brock Purdy, he's looked tremendous the last 2 games, over 12 plus touchdowns,
Jeez.
couple picks, but like yeah, I mean, he's playing maybe the best football of his career right now.
For
And
sure.
obviously, if you've been seeing on Twitter or Instagram and TikTok and all over socials, Diamador Lenore has been rapping his mouth wanting JSN. Now he's not getting that matchup, however. I do
No.
think this is a spot where the 49ers are going to lock JSN down. And when I say lock him down, I don't mean
I mean
under
like 70
20
yards.
yards. I mean he's gonna be unproductive. He might get like some garbage time yards, or maybe he's eating up clock in a 2 minute, but I just do not think he's going to be as effective as he's been this season, this game. So give me the 49ers plus 1.5.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I think that Salah's gonna have some, even without the players on the field, I think he's gonna have some shit
Yeah.
drawn
I mean,
up.
they've won 5 straight games. They've won 5 straight.
I think he's gonna have some shit drawn
Seahawks
up for
have too,
Sam.
though,
I
but
think Sam's gonna be in a tough spot. A tough spot.
yeah,
I like that pick a
yeah.
lot. All right. For my last pick, um, don't feel good about this one since we just talked about everything we talked about. Wasn't thinking about it in the moment. The only thing I was thinking about was Gambling 101 Handbook says if a team is overrated by the public late because of recency bias, which would be the Falcons, you gotta take the other team. I'm getting 3.5 on the Saints. Give me Saints minus, or I'm sorry, give me Saints plus 3.5 on the road versus the Falcons. I think they cover. I think that they could win outright. And like I said, this
Yeah,
is
you better hope they don't.
this is because this is solely because I mean, this is what you do. This is what you do when you gamble. Everybody's taking the Falcons. Oh my God, they just beat the Rams. Well, guess what? My Panthers beat the Rams too. And what did they do the week after?
Yeah,
They lost to Tyler Shuck and the Saints. So I don't buy
yeah.
that. Give me the Saints plus 3.5. And that's my 3 to kick off the year. That's it right there for 2026 to start it off.
All right, yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's get hot in 2026. My third pick. I'm going to take this is a team I've taken a lot this season. They've covered for me pretty much every time I've taken them, except maybe one or two times. That's the Rams minus 7.5 versus the
Wow.
Cardinals.
Okay.
I'm taking this spot solely. The Rams have lost their last two games. This is
They're
not,
angry.
yeah, this is a team that's desperate. You do not want to be playing a bad brand of football going into the playoffs because this is still a team that for the first 15 weeks of the season was considered the best team in football by a majority
Yep.
of people. So they've kind of lost that mystique over the last 2 weeks. I think this is a team that they're going to come prepared. And I think this also, they're at home, another home
Yep.
team, getting to wrap up their regular season. And the Cardinals are looking like an absolute dumpster fire.
They
They'll
just
be
got
tanking for that number one
whooped.
pick. Yeah, and yeah, they're looking horrible. They were covering a lot throughout the year. That fight has now left the building.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has any belief there
I
anymore.
feel
The
that.
mystique of the Michael Wilson, the Jacoby Brissett, McBride, doesn't matter. Rams, this is all they have to do is win by a touchdown. I know I'm laying the hook too, but I think they can win this game 34-10 quite
Yeah.
easily. Something like that, like 26-12. Like I think I cover this pretty easy. That's my third pick. Rams minus 7.5.
All right. There you go. Is that you had 3 or 4?
Oh yeah. I do have one more,
All right. Go ahead.
and
Because
this
I'm
is
out. I'm
this is
out.
this is
I'm
a
getting 3.
this is a homer pick as being a Browns
Oh
fan,
God.
but I'm going to take Cleveland plus 7.5, breaking my pattern here
It's a
on the
good
road
spot.
versus the Bengals, and this is just the Browns historically over Joe Burrow's career in the last pretty much 6 years. They have just been beating the Bengals outright. You're
Yep.
now giving me 7.5 points versus a team that the Browns have historically done great against. If you look at the defense and far as Joe Burrow's production, this is someone who cannot move the ball on the Browns. He does not play well against the Browns.
Yep.
You look at the Bengals defense is horrible. I think Shador Sanders could possibly have another game like he had against maybe the Titans this week. His last game, he wants to leave a good impression going into the offseason. He's also fighting for his job. A
Yeah.
lot of dudes on that offense are fighting for their jobs. You obviously have Myles Garrett's sack record that's at stake, so the defense will be playing for something hungry. I just think 7.5 is a lot of points. The Bengals
It's
could
a
win this
lot.
game. I think it's going to be a very close game. I also would lean towards the under in this game as well.
Yeah. Divisional bitch should be a good one
Those are my
right there.
four picks. Yeah, yeah.
You are right. The
Week
Bengals do
18,
have
man.
trouble
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
Browns.
they beat us like the last probably 9 games. I think they beat us twice. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
8 points. I'm not who I did not beat nobody by 8 points.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. All right, well, those are our
Yes,
picks for 2026 right there. Um,
yes, sir.
we're gonna wrap up this episode. We'll have more for you guys after Sunday. We'll probably do one on Monday. Drop one for you guys
Yep.
then. Good luck to
Or
anybody
no, we
that's
could do this.
tailing.
We could do like a quick one after the Saturday games.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, after the Saturday games, because since that's kind of a playoff,
Yeah.
that's playoff football. We'll
Yeah,
drop
let's get right.
a little
2026, we got to
episode.
drop.
We got to drop more. We're trying to put out at least
Yep.
3 a week, something like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can get this thing going and do some live after the game stuff. That would be
Yeah.
the biggest goal. Obviously we got to build stuff out a little bit more to be able to do that consistently. But we're gonna do it. All
Yep.
right, it's been your boy Dave and Boog, man. Good luck on the picks. Make sure you bet
Yes, sir.
responsibly. And let's get this 2026 money, man. But
Yes,
that's it
sir.
for us.
Appreciate y'all.
Catch you guys on the next episode and peace.